You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for ideologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I believe you're listening to the Stuart Pedasso Show.
The award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show.
I still believe that I'm Dave.
Yeah, and I still think I'm Melissa.
It's hard to tell. I can't find my glasses like old people do. Totally gone. I've only had them for like 4 years, like actual glasses.
Yeah, not cheaters like I have.
Right.
Yeah. Which I really need to get real glasses.
Yeah, and so... So
I'm sorry.
You're not a blurry blob in front of me. I mean, it's more reading-y.
Right. I know, like, you know who the people are in front of you.
No, I'm totally
like,
fine.
If I was like a block away, you might not realize.
No, I'd still, again, it's less distance. They do use bifocals, but I did find that the distancey stuff is really negligible. I use them for movies in theaters when little things are way far away.
Right.
Like when I got to know what's going on. I would recognize you from far away. That's not.
Well, I am very interesting.
Well, there's that too. It's a combination of things. Time. It's a combination of things.
Yeah,
but
you have known me a long
time.
But
the reading has been a little bit of a struggle this week.
So not only have you known me a long time, but we see each other almost every week. You really are the only friend I have that I do that with, and for years now, the only friend I do that with.
I don't even pay you to do that.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah,
we actually like each other and stuff. It's so weird.
Oh my God, what the hell is that all about?
Oh, so strange.
Boy, I hope I never stop drinking.
I know it's true. We may not like each other if we're sober.
You suck sober.
Oh my God! How did I ever not notice?
Oh my God!
Kidding, folks. We have done tons of things sober as well outside of the podcast. Like what we did this weekend.
Last week, Monday.
Totally sober on that one
because we did a parade.
Fun times.
Maybe I wasn't sober because I hit my head on the back of Peter's car. I had this huge thing. Like this is the first day you can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Just a dumb thing how you hit your head.
It happens.
And,
you hit your head
and the funny thing is, nothing was there for like a day, and then like 2 days, it was like a delayed thing. All of a sudden, I got this ginormous thing like 2 days later. Okay, ginormous.
Whatever. It was big enough that you could see it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. People could look at you and go, nice goose egg.
It's like, well, it wasn't the bump. It was like a cut. It was like, hey, Gorbachev, what's up, buddy? Oh. It was that kind of thing. Yeah, it was that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. What did we do?
No, you've been in Pride Parade, right?
I have been in a few parades.
Okay, I didn't know this. I was going to ask you.
The Pride Parade is so much fun. The Pride Parade is so much fun.
Yeah, this one's fun-ish, but it's not like Pride.
I had fun because I was with people that I like to spend time with.
Carrie was there. And Peter, Stuart Pedasso Show people were there in the parade.
People who I enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Alex in a long time, so got to chat with him a little bit. Chatted with a couple people I didn't know at all, so always happy to meet new people.
There were in our group. There were people you didn't know. There were cool people, and then they were like, "Okay, who's this person?"
Right, it's fine.
No, I know.
Yeah, but they showed up, and I was so happy about it.
There was a person I was dreading if they showed up, and they did not. I was very happy about that. Yes,
and there you go. That was good.
Yes,
so
I did not want to deal.
So what did we do, Dave?
What
did we do?
Oh, we were. We didn't say it.
No, we didn't.
I'm sorry. We were in the Labor Day parade.
We were in the Labor Day parade,
and
on Labor Day, which was Monday.
And so okay, I could do this quick. I wasn't planning on this. So, all right. So here's the deal. I've been a part of the Labor Day parade for a very long time. Now, this is my first time back after a few years. The pandemic hit, and then the local within the Green Party contingency. I've been able to be in other groups in the past. Pride, I've been in like at 14 different. There's one Pride parade. I literally was running back and forth from the end to the beginning to get into other groups and changing my shirt on the way. And
that happens.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't know, in Rochester, the Pride Parade is the largest parade.
Yeah.
It definitely, this is a well over an hour long parade every year. And it's definitely the most attended parade in Rochester. It's a very popular event.
It's cool. And we missed this year. We will definitely, the Greens will definitely do next year again. I will be on that.
Yeah, it was fun.
I made a concerted effort to get us back into parades again, and I just wasn't able to do it until Labor Day, which was the last one. So that was really cool. And going to I'm sorry, I had a shiny thing. Sorry. And so it was, and somebody was saying like how it was only the walk itself was only like 20 minutes long. And I was like, no. And it was like maybe 30. It was not super long.
No,
there's a lot of waiting, but it was cool.
You know what? But here was my take on it. Okay, so the waiting around was fine with me because again, you know, I'm a social person.
And we got
to talk to our friends, you know, so that's how I looked at it. I had friends there. I got to talk to them. I met a few new friends. So that was cool. And then, you know, we went on the parade and we were one of the last towards the end because they put all the unions first, understandably so, because it's all about labor. So, of course, you put all the unions first. I would think nothing they should do, nothing less than that. And so, yeah, anybody in the political affiliations were towards the back. But one of the things I noticed is, one, I saw lots of people cheering for the Green Party as we walked by. We had a couple of naysayers that were upset, but for the most part,
before
one guy,
we left, before we
that
actually, he just came up to me because I was at the front, and he's like, "How do you feel about killing the hostages?" He was such an ass clown, and I literally did the sign language "I love you" sign.
Love you. Peace.
What was I gonna say?
I know.
What am I gonna say?
I know. I'm like, obviously, we don't want people killing people. Duh.
Well, I'm in a
literally our signs say not to kill people.
Right.
Literally, like, how do we feel about it? We think it sucks.
Yeah. No. So
but he was trying to start shit.
Well, he was trying to start shit, but he was definitely like a Zionist who was, you know. And so and we're in a fucking parade, dude. It's like, what? I'm gonna sit here and have an intellectual conversation with you, you know. Anyway, so
I mean, we literally had said, you know, what did our sign say?
Save the planet, stop the wars.
Yeah,
or it might have been the other way around.
Stop the wars, save the planet, whatever. Either way, that's what it says. So clearly, we're all about not having war.
Yes,
and they're not about people killing hostages or whatever.
Gav was an ass clown. So
he was an ass clown. But other than that, I felt like it was very. I think we got a lot of cheers from the side.
Oh, absolutely.
I was super excited to hear and of all types of peoples. It was an attendance of people of all colors of skin and all ages, and you know, seemed like all kinds of different peoples. It was lovely. And it wasn't a huge attended parade, but there was enough people there that I felt like it was positive.
So
I thought it was a positive event.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
And in the past, I've noticed, like, if you would watch the local news and like they do the weather forecast, they would say, hey, here's what the forecast is going to be like for if you're going out for the Labor Day parade. And this year, none of them said that. So I'm wondering if none of the organizers, I wonder if they sent out press releases. And usually I would see stuff like just some kind of or even some stuff online, and I didn't really see a lot online about it. So like in advance.
Right.
So it was interesting. Now that I am getting us back into the parade routine, we'll publicize it. I'll make sure we use our stuff.
Also, not only did people who were just attending the parade, you know, giving us some good cheers and stuff, and yay Green Party, yay end the war, you know, a lot of us were throwing peace signs out. We got lots of peace signs back. It was great. But then I also noticed when people were done, because as I said, the labor people were well ahead of us, all the unions. So while we were still marching, the union people were coming back past us.
And that's one of
a lot of cool, like, heads up and cheers and stuff for us from those people. And those people meant so much to me.
Yeah.
They meant a lot to me.
So here's the thing. So this is where I started going, and then I got a shiny thing. I had a shiny thing again. So I think this is going to be a show of shiny things. So,
welcome to my world every day.
So, in the past, they always put the politicians at the end, and I've been in these organizing meetings for the parade. There's usually like 3 or 4 of them, like once a month leading up to Labor Day, and I've even volunteered to be a marshal for the parade, which means, and then they stick you in a certain group, like the trade unions or the communications workers or whatever like that. Now, me being there representing the Green Party, they always stuck me in the back with the political folks, and they always talk with relative the politicians like that, right? And I get it, because when I would marshal, they're fucking assholes. They don't follow directions. They all try to cut ahead. It's like, dude, here is the order. I don't care if you don't like it. And like, I had to be like, I was like a fucking school marm yelling at kids. this,
Like,
and
I'm not
saying
even
his
in
name.
the union. I'm just trying to help y'all.
Well, sometimes I am when I'm teacher.
Oh,
when
yeah,
I'm
that's true,
teaching.
if you
I am
do.
in a union.
I mean, you are, that's
yeah.
true.
So I'm. Which, no, Mr.
We
my
don't talk
union. My
I know.
my local sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But you have one.
I do. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but they suck.
Yeah.
And and the one year, this again local reference, but I'm saying his name because
Sorry.
I want to. John Parinello was running for whatever he was running for that year. Motherfucker rented a trolley. It was a bus that would look like a trolley. And he was like driving over, well, whoever was driving it, I don't think he himself was
Probably
driving over medians in the road and like cutting, almost hitting people to get in front of others, try to get to the head of the political line. And like, I actually got somebody, not that guy, I should have.
We were towards the head of the political line.
Well, I'm gonna get to that's
It's like,
kind of
that
where I
was
was going.
cool.
That's kind of where I was going.
Yeah, we were
So,
there.
one time I had to ask for help, but to throw somebody out. Some dude who at the time he didn't win his election. He did later on, and I cannot remember this guy's name. He did eventually win this seat for Congress in like central New York, but kind of encroached into Rochester, so I had a little slice. And he ended up having to resign. He was ended up being this weird, creepy dude. And so all I remember is about him in the showers of the congressional building having a tickle fight in the showers with some other congressperson who sounded like it wasn't consensual. I could go look it up. And so this dude was in the parade, and because he used to be in the military, his fucking float was literally a battleship with guns that shot like these Nerf balls into the crowd.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about that. I remember us talking about that.
And like, you're not supposed to throw things because kids will chase it and they'll run out into traffic, literally.
Like they do.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, dude, you can't do
that.
shoot a and forget about the give peace a chance thing for having a fucking battleship for your float,
Right.
tool. But he's like, but the cannons are firing shit into the crowd.
I feel like read the room in this one, right? I mean, it's like the
Well,
last
he's
thing-
having tickle fights in the congressional
It's
showers,
just
so he.
I mean, I'm
gonna-
just thinking to myself, like, it's like read the room, like this all has to do. This is not a thing about warring things. This is
Right.
actually about people trying to be peaceful, trying to live their lives. This is people
Well,
trying to do. I don't know.
Okay, he was
It just
running for
seems-
office, and
right.
he wanted folks to know that he was a military person, so you should vote for him like an American. He was a Democrat, but that doesn't mean jack shit because they're the same
matter.
fucking thing.
In this town, yes,
Yes,
for sure.
So, all right, so
I can't say that about every single fucking town. I don't know, but in this town, for sure,
yeah.
they are
So-
really just.
So again, the political folks are in the back, but even then, in that group, they used to say, okay, and they used to have a rotation. Okay, this year it's going to be Democrat, Republican, Green, working families, this, whatever. And then the next year, they switch it up. They just kind of like send the first one to the end and they move everybody up. And they used to have a rotation. So since I was out of this loop for a while, since the pandemic, apparently the organizers just got so fed up with the politicians being politicians, they just said, fuck it. Put them in the back and let them sort it out. They got tired of having to deal with them. So once I heard that at the meeting, and technically we were the last group to get added on because it was last minute.
Were we? Because the Dems there were having issues.
No, but we were the last because I
Okay.
went to the very last meeting like 2 days before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we were the last one, and we got in because I gave him a check because that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah. So it was a donation.
It's okay. It's good, right? Is it
Yeah.
a donation?
Yeah,
Where does
no,
it go to?
It was legit. It was to the Rochester Labor Council.
Okay, so that's what the money.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the money goes to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Actually, I really actually didn't know that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool to know.
So
Hopefully, they do good things.
whatever.
I
They
mean,
probably
this
help
would-
pay for the parade. I would assume.
I mean, if they're pro labor, I guess at
porta
least
potties.
that.
There were porta potties.
There were porta
Help pay
potties there.
yeah.
That was nice.
right. So you can tinkle.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yep.
Because a lot of places are closed on
It was
Labor
my-
Day. You can't go there.
That was my tinkle donation. So I'm like, all right. So there's obviously no exact order, and it's going to be like a free for all. And I know how these assholes work, but I also know they're not an activist. They're not activists like me. So we're supposed to be there. We're supposed to have our group, or at least our leader, there to check in by 9:00. And I'm fucking there at 5 to 8 in the place, and there's nobody. I'm the only person there, and I am ready. I got there. I had the front of our part of the line, and the Republicans were next to us. They had no idea. I'm like, yep, you guys are behind us, because I was already there.
You're already there. Fuck
I had
you,
the banner.
Republicans.
I had the Green Party banner, so obviously I was official, right? And then the Democrats and Working Families were on the other side of this one road, and one of the organizers came over, and with the police there, don't get me started on that, they flipped some coin and our side won. So with the political section, we were the head. And I got us in like 2 days before it even happened. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. I did
not notice a lot of cheering for the Republicans. P.S. I did not hear any, but I did not hear one.
No, they're not.
Yay, GOP. Yay, Peter Vasquez. Right? That's his name, Peter Vasquez. I didn't hear any of that. None of it.
No. They're not going to get that.
I know. It was so funny.
Well, especially it's in the downtown Rochester. Just about everybody there in the quote crowd are from the city, and Republicans don't run in the city.
Yeah, the majority of the people who live in the city are Republican, are Democrats.
Like, and the people in there running as Republicans, they were all running for county or state things, not city offices. So, they were in it to maybe any county votes or to talk to other union folks and shit like that. Right. So that was fun, though. It was good.
It was fun.
It was good. I actually enjoy doing the parades, as weird as that sounds. I mean, I'm not into the dressing up. Like, even at Pride, I'm not a big, I'm not like wearing tiaras.
You'll wear your like rainbow thing, or you have like
I'll wear Green Party stuff, and I'll wear something rainbowy somewhere on a hat or whatever.
Yeah, rainbow hat or something.
Yeah, I did. Like our friend Alex showed up one time. The theme for Pride that year was superheroes. And he showed up as Captain Planet, like, painted. Like, this weird, creepy blue thing started coming at me with a cape. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I have a picture, too. I'm like, what the fuck is that? As it gets closer to me, I'm like,
he's such a
holy
dork
crap, it's Alex.
I know, he's such a dork in all the best ways. I love that.
Oh, my God. I mean, he didn't tell me he was going to do that, so he even took me by surprise.
We had some I'm not even going to talk about some of the stuff we talked about, because I feel like it's not really, like, I don't know. Because a lot of it has to do with like political. It's just like, first of all, a lot of our people don't even care.
Right.
And then,
it's just
like political tea.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's political tea, and nobody cares except for people who are into the local politics. Right. And so, he's telling me stuff. I'm like, oh, no, no way.
Oh, you might have heard stuff I didn't hear. You might have to tell me after.
Oh, I might have to. All
right.
Oh, he had some political tea for Vasquez.
Oh,
you probably already know that.
I don't, but
you know what made me sad? Okay, so I'm going to tell you. I didn't want to talk about this. I don't know. I guess this just made me sad. So we're there. We're waiting for the parade to start. We're all just hanging out, and this black woman comes up to me and big old smile, and
have mine.
Right there, and where it needs to be. Comes up to me and hands me a flyer. Okay, so in my honest attempt always in the world to try to be anti-racist,
which by the way was against the parade rules, but whatever.
P.S. Yeah, but either way, in my attempts to be anti-racist, a black woman comes up to me and hands me a piece of literature. I'm fucking taking it.
Yeah, I'll pretty much take shit from anything.
I mean, I won't. Some people I absolutely will not. If a white dude had come up to me with that, I'm telling you right now, I would have said no.
Can I change your mind?
Sure.
Because you take it and you put it directly in the recycling, and that means one more person doesn't get it.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you for that.
You got it.
Well, anyway, I took it. You know why I took it.
Yeah.
Clearly, a sister comes up to me and hands me a piece of literature. I'm fucking taking it, because out of respect to black women who get shit on fucking constantly. So don't want to be that person. So I took it from her. Thanked her, smiled. Carrie, who was with us, did the same thing. Probably thinks much the same as I do. Black woman hands you something, you're going to take it. And then I read it, and it just made me so sad, because it was very clearly anti-woman, anti-choice.
This actually can, for people in the United States.
It was sad. It made me really sad, because I felt like, I don't know. She's a black woman, and we know damn well that the GOP really doesn't give too much of a shit for black women, and it made me feel like some kind of like injustice for her. But she probably thinks this. She may well be just a piece of shit. Like, I don't know. Everybody can be a piece of shit. Anyone, but It just made me sad. I think you know what I mean. Like it just.
Yeah. So
I don't think the GOP really speaks for this person.
I'm not going to get super into the bill because this actually is a national thing. If you're listening in the United States, if you're listening outside the United States, feel free to listen to this and take it in as like, yeah, of course you are, you stupid Americans. So we still in the 70s, early 70s, we defeated an amendment to our Constitution called the Equal Rights Amendment, which meant that you would have all this, that you would be treated the same no matter what gender you are. I think they use the word sex, no more what sex you are. And people thought that it got defeated and that was the end of it. But the truth is, it's still around. It could totally still pass as an amendment to our Constitution. And it has started to pick up steam again over the last few years. And it's still on the books. If a few more states ratify it statewide, it can still become an amendment to our Constitution. It is actually on the ballot as a referendum in New York State this year. So check your state, if you're listening outside of New York State, to see where that is. If it's either a referendum for you or if you could contact your elected officials and tell them to support it or something. So there's a bunch of states that already have ratified it, and I think they're only like 3 or so away from it kind of being like, and New York's one of them, and it's on the ballot as a referendum this year, and that's what she was passing out, saying don't vote for it.
Wait, what is
on
it?
election
Wait,
day.
second, let me grab that.
It's in there somewhere. It's all paper. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, damn it. Well,
So
what is the prop though? It's prop something.
well, you just got to turn on the back, dude. It's hard to miss if you turn over your ballot. It's not.
Oh, right, here it is. I found it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says here they want you to vote no on New York's Prop 1 on Tuesday, November 5th. You say no to that. You say yes. You say yes. That they want you to vote no.
Oh, okay. So yeah, people should vote
yes.
for it. Yes.
Yes, you vote for it.
I will be voting for it.
You
yes.
vote for it. They don't want you to vote for it.
Right.
These people are just not good people.
Well, okay, but if you, so I'm doing this without my glasses. It's a weird. It's saying it's gonna, the Equal Rights Amendment will take away your rights as a parent, which makes absolutely no sense.
There's a lot of it's all propaganda
Yes,
on this
yes.
piece of paper.
So-
it's super duper propaganda.
And if you notice the colors,
Like one of
most
them-
of it, it's blue and yellow. So most of it's blue, and so people are going to make the assumption, oh, it must be a Democrat-led
Yeah, they're
thing.
smart.
And it's
Yeah,
not.
good.
Yeah, that's how.
So
shit
it says
works.
right here. It says one of the things is ridiculous. It says New York State could have more authority than parents in making important medical decisions for children. That's not.
It's not what this amendment is. It's
and
not
it's
what the
not
Equal Rights
going to
Amendment is.
happen. It's not.
Right.
That's not going to happen. So, yeah.
So okay, so we good with the Labor Day parade?
Anyway, yeah, we're good with Labor Day
Okay,
parade.
because we
It was
both
good
I thought
times.
there's yes, it was good.
It was a good time. We liked it.
All right. So I have no segue here. I'm
Okay.
cold stop. So I got to tell you a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Work
So-
started.
Yeah. What?
Didn't work start?
Work.
This is about work.
Yes. Yeah. This is well, sort of. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not getting fired. Okay.
No, you're not.
So
better.
okay, I got this story to tell you. First of all, I got to lead up to the story for this, okay? But trust me, I'm going to be focused, but I've been thinking about this all week. I've been saving the story for the show and of how I'm going to introduce this. Now, I think I've talked about this in the past on the show. If you tell people you're an asshole, that really doesn't give you a license to act like an asshole. It means you're an uber asshole, right? So don't go, oh, because well, I'm an asshole, and then you do something shitty. So I'm going to say something that sounds like I'm being that. Like I'm saying, oh, I'm an asshole, and then I'm not going to do something like an asshole. But I really think that shit like what I'm about to tell you only happens to me. And I say that because all of my friends and people I know never tell me stories like what I'm about to tell you now. Okay? So I'm not saying this to give me permission or for any to act in a certain way. Stuff like this, y'all, my friends, you guys don't tell me stories like this. So to me, it's just, I can't imagine, how does this happen to anybody else but me? So I know you'll be shocked, longtime listeners. I'm not really fond of my job right now. Well, if you're a teacher, teaching sucks. I mean, Special K, well, okay, Special K likes everything. She doesn't count. But Carrie will come and tell you, all my teacher friends, look, being educated is shitty right now. We are treated like crap by kids and parents and the system. It's just, it sucks, man. I hate saying this, kids, but don't become a teacher. At least not right now. So
which is a scary, scary thing to say because teachers are so fucking important.
Right, when they're needed. There's shortages all over, and that's why. It's like a catch-22 thing.
I know.
So
sad.
I get my schedule, and the place I work right now, don't worry, I'm not getting fired. Relax. I know. I know the line. We're okay. And I'm not saying this like I'm mad, and I'm not going to call people names. So the place I work, and I understand the reason why this is not done with malice, I don't think. I don't get to know what I'm teaching till the very last minute, which is hard. If you don't know what you're teaching, you have to get ready. You can't just show up and, hey, I'm going to teach you about physics because that's what you do. And I found out yesterday I'm teaching physics because that would be tough for me. I would not know how to teach physics. So
that would be like literally one of the worst things for me to teach. Like I can get some things like levers and
I know I would be
like a little bit of that.
I would be looking it up the day before I taught it. Yeah. So anyway. So
wait, that isn't happening.
No.
Okay.
So I saw my schedule like within a week of the school year starting, and I was stunned. I mean, I've seen some bad schedules before, but this, I could not believe this. This was, how the
shocking
fuck are you expecting me to do this? And so I'm like, I gotta leave. I can't keep doing this. And I have this in case of emergency break glass thing in my career. And that is to, I mean, technically I am teaching what they call special education right now. But I'm actually gearing towards going in other places, other directions. I'm certified in social studies, and I'm about to get certified in teaching American Sign Language. But I have that in case of emergency break glass to apply for jobs that are special ed. I hate it. I don't like it. It's really paperwork involved, and if it was just teaching and making a curriculum, if it was just making a curriculum that works for your students and teaching, it would be great. But there's all this other bullshit. And I know, so I'm like, but I can't do this. And I drive a half hour one way.
Yeah,
which
it's expensive.
Some of y'all who like live in bigger cities or whatever, where you're stuck in traffic a lot or something, I get it. Your commute's long, but mine's just straight driving. There's not a lot of traffic, but it's straight driving. So there's an hour every day in my car as well. When if you live in this area, you don't have to do that. Everything in this town you can get to in 15, 20 minutes for the most part. Yeah. But I teach in a field. Our school's in the middle of a fucking field.
Well, you're not even the same county.
No. Yeah,
I'm saying like that. If that gives anybody any kind of reference, like it's not the same county.
So, all right. So now I'm online and I'm going through the things you do to apply for teaching jobs, and I'm clicking special ed, knowing I'm going to get calls. Yeah. Okay, and I did.
Yeah.
Set up an interview in a district that's in this county that actually I have a kind of connection to. That the job itself, special ed, it would have been fine. But I would have been in the school, the exact building, with our friend, Cheese, with his grandson.
How fucking cute would that be?
Well, not only be cute, but I wouldn't have been his teacher.
Circle.
Oh, I wouldn't even have told him. I just would have showed up and I would have saw him in the hallway, and he would have been so confused. It would have been the best gag ever.
He was like, "Why is Dave
here?" Right. And I would have been like, "Hey." It would have been so. This was the only reason I wanted this job, is just to fuck with this kid's head a little bit.
Aww.
Right.
Wait, how old is he?
He's a senior.
Oh, he's a senior.
Yeah, he's a senior. Yeah. So I go to the interview.
Adorable.
I go to the interview, and I did really well. Right.
Are you like an Uncle Dave type?
No, I don't see. I don't see him that often. I don't get to see him that often. We know who each other. No, I don't get to see him.
Right. Like, I mean, they know where you guys all have.
Absolutely,
they know the history. I mean, you're always there to help them move. So.
Yeah. That's true. So, I do the interview. I think it went really well. I'm thinking, all right, I think I'm going to get this. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to tell them it's like school's starting and and you have to give 30 days notice. It's a long story. You don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to be there for 30 days and they know I'm leaving. And so, that's just the week before school's going to start. So the next week comes and the first day is not with kids. We have to go to, ironically, we all have to meet in the city I said I would never go to again. And I have to go to this auditorium in fucking Geneva, New York, which I said I would never go to again. Right. And so I go to this thing with...
Even the nice things in Geneva, you're like, I'm not going there. So
no,
Geneva.
Because
I don't care if I don't care what nice things are there.
It's tainted. It's tainted to me.
Tainted forever.
Geneva's tainted for me. So I go to this thing and I'm in line to get in this auditorium because these are people from one huge district, all these different programs all over the place. It's like probably maybe at least 1,000 people, maybe a couple thousand different people. And they all have to go to this 3-4 hours of like motivational speakers and just awards and just stop. I could be getting ready for school, but I got to go to this stupid thing. So I'm going to get fired. So, while I'm at this thing, I get the email and I see it on my phone saying, thank you, no thank you. Wow, really? Okay. I really thought, but you know what? It's happened before. I walk out thinking they're going to name the school after me and I never hear from them again or they say no thank you. It's happened before. I was a little disappointed. I was really looking forward to fucking with Mike's grandkid. So it's fine. So I'm like, man, all right. But the same time that day, I get a call from another district saying they want me to interview. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll try this district. Not the one I really like, but that's, whatever.
Is it still closer than?
Oh, yeah. So it's in this county. All that.
This county?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, so at least I have that. And then in the back and forth, they're like, oh, when I make the call during a break or lunch or whatever, to say, yeah, I'll do, we set up the interview. The person says, okay, well, the interview's on Thursday. This is a Tuesday. The interview's on Thursday. We're going to send the reference email to your principal now tomorrow morning. So my principal is going to get this thing saying, hey, what do you think about this teacher? He's applied for a job in our district. Which is awkward, which I'm like, and I actually said, wait, really? It says, yeah, we're just, because it's the beginning of the school year, we're saving time. And I didn't like it.
Oh, man, that's so awkward, though. Okay, never mind. You're giving me,
trust me, this is going someplace you're not going to believe.
Okay.
You think that's bad?
Oh, no.
Just wait.
David, what?
So
I called you David. That's
right.
how I'm like, what?
Oh, this is going to a place. Only happens to David, okay? So I was like, oh, all right, that's fine. So now I'm thinking, all right, first thing in the morning, I will go to her office and let her know. I'd rather she hears it from me than get this email out of nowhere going, why the fuck are they asking me? Why is he, getting it in an email from somebody else? So Wednesday morning comes, I'm at the school, I go to her office, she just gets there. Now, my principal, who I like, I have no problems with her. It's not a problem. I'm not complaining about her at all. And she just happens to get in. And one of the first things you do when you go into your office is you check your voicemail. And she's checking her voicemail as I walk into her office, and her back is to me. And so I'm standing there, and she turns and looks and sees me, and she gives me the just wait a second finger. And she's listening to the voicemail. And the first fucking voicemail is from Human Resources from the first district that already turned me down. Saying, I'm calling about a teacher, Dave, blah, 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 who's applied for a job, and can you call us back about a reference? They've already turned me down.
Stop the fuck, what?
So she turns around and looks at me, and I'm just standing here like, oh, my pants may well have been at my ankles. Like, who the fuck does this happen to? I'm just like, I do they not know that doing that is like really going to be a bad form? Like, isn't there like an HR person they can talk to that's not your fucking boss? So
I don't know. That's
so
weird to me.
So I'm like, so basically what This is what
And
I
I know
said.
you like your boss. I mean, you don't dislike your boss, so.
But the situation blows, and I
Right.
really need to.
Yeah.
And it really looks like I'm stuck there. But anyway. So she turns off her voicemail, whatever. I don't know if she had any more messages because I'm standing there like humana, right? And I'm like, look, don't answer it. Don't call him back. They've already told me to take a hike. So, and she's like, what's up? I'm like, well, the reason I'm here is because you're about to get an email from this other district. And for a reference, so she just is looking at me, and I'm not going to try and imitate her voice, but the tone of her voice was literally like, what's wrong? Not like, why are you doing this to me? That wasn't her tone. It was more like, what's wrong? Like, why are you trying to leave? And she was like, what's up?
Like kind of momish, because that seems sort of like almost mom like.
Yeah, kind of.
going on,
I'm not going to say momish because actually she's younger than me. So
No, but that's still,
I
to
know,
me,
yeah,
that
yeah.
seems almost like a mom thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like your mom or your aunt or your grandmother would, somebody of
sort
that,
of,
like
sort
a
of.
relative like that would go,
Sort of.
okay, tell me what's wrong.
Sort of. So I and this is true. What I said was true. I didn't talk about the part about where I just, my role at that school is just, I can't deal with it. It's not appropriate. It's just, I can't do good teaching. I can't do good work. And it's right. It feels like I'm just getting a paycheck right now. I think most of us there feel that way. And it's not on her. It's the state of education.
No, it's definitely not on her.
And
which is too
but
bad.
I said the part which is true. But I just said, look, I just thought I would try and find something closer to home. And she knows where I come from, how I drive in every day. She was like, okay. I was like, well, so you're probably going to get this email. I wouldn't. I don't see it going anywhere, but I'm just telling you. So I assume they sent it. She never said anything to me. She hasn't said anything to me since then about that. We've talked, but she hasn't said anything about that. So I had the interview yesterday. I'm not sure if that. I can't. My brain was so cloudy about this other experience with this other shithead
That
district.
you almost were like, thought you were almost going to get it.
Well, right.
That
Well,
was a good
no,
chance.
not even that, but the whole just being embarrassed like that, of just like being left out, exposed like that by this district that already turned me down. Okay. And I did go and I thought about it. I didn't do it immediately that night. It was like hours and hours and hours later. At home, like about 10 o'clock at night, the email that they sent saying, actually, they didn't even say they decided to go another person. They said they were going to continue their search. So I sucked so bad that they wouldn't take me because they couldn't because they didn't have anybody else. They were just going to keep looking. So, which is, fuck them, is bullshit. Because I will not say a lot of good things about myself. I'm a good ass fucking teacher.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I believe you are as well. I mean, you've never been my teacher, but just knowing you and knowing
that is
how
the one
much,
thing I can do.
Well, I mean, just knowing you as a person, that you're very engaging. I will tell you, this is a weird thing. This is like a segue on that as well, just touching on that, putting on that with a teacher. So one of the most engaging teachers I ever had that you could tell really, really loved their job, really loved teaching students, really wanted to be there, was my science teacher that I had in both 7th and 8th grade. His name, he just passed away. He passed away on September 1st.
Yeah, I think didn't you? Oh, September 1st.
It just happened.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but I was talking about him a couple days ago.
Oh, I think you were just talking about him on the show like a few weeks ago.
Do you think?
I think so.
I could have been. He was one of those teachers. Because he truly was this very, very engaging teacher, and I didn't know. I read his obituary, and I didn't know that he was a very religious person. Like he never. But I think that
I taught science.
I know, but I think that kind of says a lot about him as a human, because he did teach science and he really loved science. Obviously, he was really great at his job.
Jesus invented physics.
Okay.
Sorry.
But anyway,
I was making a fun.
But a lot of people. But in this obituary, he clearly was very Christian and a man of God. He was, they mentioned it several times. But he never came across it in class. So I just think that says a lot about his character. Like he was there. he had very strong feelings about Christianity, about God and stuff. And I've had teachers growing up where I did that didn't seem to mind interjecting that into class sometimes. Never remember him doing that. Always was so pro science, loved it, and loved to get kids as involved as they could. And the reason I was
quadratic equations.
The reason
I could do this all day.
I know. The reason I was talking about him is because I was talking about Dan and I were talking about ringworm. Don't ask me. I don't have ringworm, but Dan and I were talking about ringworm, and he was confusing ringworm with a tapeworm.
Oh, yeah.
They're very different things.
Yeah, they are. But no, I have done that too.
Yeah.
No, I have done that.
So he was confusing the two. I was talking about ringworm, and he's like,
get you beer?
Thank you. I would love one. He's thinking about tapeworm. So I explained to him, I said, dude, I got to tell you, I had a science teacher in seventh grade when we did seventh grade in biology, Mr. Durkee. He brought in a tapeworm in a jar in one of those in formaldehyde or whatever the fuck you put them in. He brought it into class so he could talk about it and look at it. And he was really a strange cat. He looked like a mad scientist. His hair was he didn't have a ton of hair, but what hair he had on his head was always kind of bushy. And he had this tie he wore a lot. It was a brown tie with orange ducks on it. I don't know. I'll always remember. But anyway, he was such an engaging teacher. And I just wanted to put a little shout out to him.
So can I quick?
And you're an engaging teacher, and I know you're an engaging teacher, and those are the best teachers in the world.
Yeah. So my classes, even though it's only been 3 days, my schedule is absolutely insane.
Do they care that you're engaging?
I have no idea who I'm teaching from class to class. I'm just so lost. I have to continue to. I almost never have the same class in the same room back to back. I'm constantly moving. It's absolutely insane. So, but
this is what a teacher shortage is happening. To me, this sounds like we're talking about teacher shortage.
There's teacher shortage, but there's also most of what I'm teaching now is American Sign Language, which is cool. But I'm not going to get into the gory details of why it sucks so hard. It's right now. It's just done where I'm really drawn way too thin. Okay. I can't really get into meat. It's quick hitting stuff. It's not what you're planned on. I'm doing it so the kids can get the credit. It's not really. I mean, and I'm trying to do the best with it that I can. Yeah. But I'll admit, considering the population I work with and how my schedule is and all that, I'll just say this about this one kid today who is tough. He's tough to work with. He's tough to teach, and he bitched and swore and just he hates this class and whatever. And yet, the whole time he was bitching and swearing and being a total douchebag, he was signing. I was getting him to fucking sign. And he swore the whole time, and he threw his binder across the room and all this shit, and he was still fucking signing. I win.
You win. You win.
I didn't say that to him, but when he walked out,
okay. That's the only way you can. You gotta play that game with yourself.
In my head, I'm like, "Fuck you, I won."
I still won. I mean, you have to play that game with yourself, otherwise you can just lose your fucking mind.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I have a message. I want to tell somebody something who's a listener who I know is listening, and like we do on occasion. So I got a quick story. I will make it generic enough so everybody can follow along, but the GLB will know who I'm talking about. So a high school chemistry teacher that we had, this dude, I'm going to say if he's alive, but I'm assuming he's alive because of what I'm about to tell you, would be in his 90s. He would be motherfucking old, okay? And I don't think he lives in Rochester anymore. And the reason I know this is because he actually, I don't know when it happened, he was registered in the Green Party politically. And I don't know about in high school, when we were in high school, you couldn't register as a Green here in New York State anyway. But
I think the closest back in those days you could be outside of it was liberal.
I don't know.
Because I was in the Liberal Party for a while because I didn't know what else to do.
So, because once I started getting involved in the Green Party, I started doing things, and I was like really super active. I have access. Actually, I don't know if
I'm
y'all.
sorry, libertarian. I did say
No,
that wrong.
no, liberal.
You know what I meant.
No, it's liberal.
It was Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, libertarian is a different thing.
Yeah.
So, when you register to vote, I don't know if y'all, and this is anywhere in the United States. I don't know what it's like in other countries. When you register to vote, that's actually public information. I don't know if you know that. So like in New York State, when you fill it out, you put your either social security number or your driver's license number ID, whatever. That part's not public. Everything else is your birthday, your address. If you put the phone number down, you don't have to. Don't put your phone number down.
Yeah, don't put your phone number
They've
down,
started
ever.
putting where you can put your email. Don't put your email down. Trust me. That's people like me who are involved in politics and political parties. That's how we find you. So don't do that. It's also why I'm trying to buy 15,000 envelopes by next July. Don't ask. We'll talk about it later.
I'll help.
So while I was
I
doing
will.
that, I noticed our chemistry teacher was registered to vote as a green. It's like fucking cool. Pete's registered green. Rock on,
that's
man.
nice.
And so I noticed as his age went along, I was like, damn, dude's like in his 90s. He is no longer on the registered voter list. So I kind of was like, oh, okay, I guess, he must have passed on. Dude, in his 90s.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He was also on the local Green Party's email list, and we use a platform where I can see if you open the email or not. His email still gets opened that we send out.
All right.
So either someone else has control of his email, or this dude's living like in Florida somewhere, and he's like 99 or whatever, still around kicking, opening up his Green Party emails.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah, I thought that was
That's
pretty cool.
kinda cute.
I don't know which is the case,
Right.
Right?
Right.
But somebody's opening his email. Hopefully, it's Peter.
I hope it's him.
Who is like a cool ass dude. I had chemistry was would bounce off my head.
Chemistry's tough.
I passed chemistry because they graded on a curve. I got to admit, I'm relatively smart. Chemistry I just had this thing about it. I don't know.
Science was actually my major, so I actually did pretty well in science, including chemistry. Oddly, even though chemistry does involve a lot of math, I don't know. I don't know how I passed it. I did though. I know I could memorize shit back then.
Whenever the labs.
That's probably I probably memorized a lot of stuff back then. I can't do now.
I almost again. I'm back to this. Why things only happen to me, and I would never get the labs right, and he even would stay after school with me, and he would watch me do it. And for some reason, they never worked for me. He would watch me do it. And he couldn't say my technique was wrong. It never. It was
we were okay. For us when we did labs, even if it was wrong, it was okay if it was wrong. We just had to explain why it was wrong.
I didn't. Because we couldn't figure out why. Because I would do.
Okay.
And so it was just this weird things happen to me kind of thing. And even he was just like, I don't know, dude, you're fine. Just go. And he was the nicest guy, not in a bad way.
That's nice.
He was. I will say this. He was funny. If you fell asleep in his class, now this is back in the day. This is even before the whiteboard. If you fell asleep in his class, he would just keep going on, and he would draw you on the chalkboard, so that when you finally woke up, your portrait was on the chalkboard in the front of the room, usually drooling.
That's hilarious.
So
oh my
like,
God,
it was like, don't fall asleep in his class.
Oh my God, I fucking that's like it's like sort of. I don't know. I guess some people might call it bullying, but I don't know. It seems kind of more prankish.
Again, I think it depends on how you do it, and with his personality, it was definitely. I never saw anybody get mad about it or be upset.
So it was
about
more
it.
prankish.
I think so.
Okay, because I could see it.
He wasn't
it could
like
be construed either way, but
the
to
funny
me
thing
it seems more of a prank.
Like if the computer screen is the chalkboard. Sorry, I'm doing a visual, and he would literally be drawing it as he's talking in class.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, well, he would go back and forth looking.
Oh, so he actually had some artistic talent.
Oh yeah. Oh no, totally. Without question. No, this was like me drawing stick person.
It
looked like you.
It looked like you.
You woke up and saw you.
That's amazing. I'm impressed by this guy.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he sounds like a great teacher.
Yeah.
I'm glad you. I know. Every time
Well,
you
he
hear
couldn't
about
teach
it,
my ass chemistry, but okay, sure.
I didn't even like my chemistry teacher, and I'm not gonna. I don't even know if he's still alive or not. But I did not like him as a person. He was also my coach one year in basketball, and I didn't like him then either. So I didn't like this person at all. But I realized that as long as I went to my labs and I did them on time, I could get like around a 90 or A minus, B plus in it, as long as I did my shit on time. So I didn't suck. I just had to do it.
So I will say his name. I know he's not listening. So one more thing about that I remember that was more of a personal thing about my relationship with Peter Hamar. Awesome dude. We shared a love of the TV show Soap.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, we would talk about Soap.
Who was, many of those episodes were written by a local person who has died fairly recently.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have the set on DVD.
Oh, that's amazing. I wonder if my husband has seen any episodes of that. I don't know.
My wife hadn't, and
like we totally watched it back in the day. Yeah. Like I remember watching that. I remember that being on TV.
Okay.
Because that was like one of the earliest gay characters.
Yeah, but if you're going to have
Billy Crystal?
Yeah, if you're going to have Dan watch it, I think it's only fair. I think it's mean to not tell somebody this. Mm-hmm. They canceled it, like cut it. Like because it's based on like a soap opera thing, and you would hope when they canceled it, they would wrap everything up. Everything was hanging. They just fucking cut it.
I hate when that happens.
Right. So I think it's only fair because we all like Dan. Don't do that to him.
Don't do that to him.
So he's just waiting for the conclusion for everything, and it just like
it never
stops.
Happened.
It never happened. And now a lot of the main characters aren't even alive anymore, so you can't all of the Burt, Mary Chester, they're all dead. Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably just a few of the kids that are probably still alive. Like
I have no idea.
Well, like Billy Crystal's still alive, for example.
Right.
I'm just saying, like some of the kids that were in the. Oh yeah. All right. Anybody who hears this show, if you haven't seen Soap,
oh no, you should totally watch it.
You should totally watch it. Just know you're going to be a little disappointed at the end, but it's so fucking funny. It was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was. So it's like so like the Naked Gun and the movie Airplane stuff. It was like that version of soap operas. Oh, and it really was.
It was so fucking funny. Damn, I forgot about that show.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So, anyway, we shared a love of that. Did you see Soap last night? It was the VR thing.
It's adorable.
That was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Okay, another hard no segue. I don't think you have something.
I want to talk about getting old.
I'm
getting
the living,
old and dying.
I guess pun intended. The living embodiment of getting old.
We kind of both are. So I've been thinking. It's something that's been on my mind a lot because I'm over 50 and I can't help but think to myself,
what a drag it is getting old.
Yeah, what a drag it is getting old.
Oh my God, that's my second Rolling Stones reference today. What
really?
The fuck?
That's weird.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I've been feeling, I'm feeling the old. Like I'm literally feeling the old. Like things are happening and I'm like, oh, that's part of the old. Like I'm perimenopausal, so I'm going through the perimenopausal stuff.
Would you care to elaborate?
Some of it is just the menopausal stuff. But like a friend of mine was telling me about this degenerative issues you can have with your eyes as you get older.
Yes.
That she's experiencing. So we chatted about it.
My 23andMe said that I have a relatively higher potential for macular degeneration, whatever. Yeah. So one of my friends and I were chatting about that, and a hairy back. Thought I'd tell you too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's not anything. Like who cares? Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
I want to die of a hairy back. That's what I want to kill me. I don't know even what it would do. It would have to grow and smother me or something. I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
So it's like it's not just me and my health stuff. It's other people's health stuff and the people who are around my age. And I pretty much think of anybody who's I'm 50, so I pretty much think of anybody who's in their late 40s to late 50s are pretty much doing a lot of the same things. If you are a female person, you may be starting to go through menopause, perimenopause.
Isn't it cute?
If you're, it's like just different thing. If you're anybody, it doesn't matter. Like you start gaining weight just oddly, even though you're not doing anything different. You live like a pretty decent lifestyle, but all of a sudden you just like you're like, why am I gaining weight? It's just like a little bit of everything. Like why did I wake up and my neck hurts? Like I didn't go. I went to bed and my neck was fine, and I woke up and I don't know, and it just becomes more and more of a thing.
Isn't it cute when like 30-year-olds start complaining about stuff? It's like, oh, that's just okay. That's pat him on the head.
I know. I mean, it starts to happen in your early 40s, but I feel like when it's really your late 40s to early 50s when you really start to notice it. And then you start really thinking about, like, I've been really thinking about, like, death. Like my own death, like other people's deaths. My mom, I'll be honest, my mom's not great. She still has cancer, and she does take a pill every day because that's what they do now. Still
Cancer pill?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have cancer pills now. Instead of doing radiation and or chemotherapy, she or going into her body and gutting it out, you take a pill.
Are they like chewable? Are they in shapes like the Flintstones or something?
I don't know. I'm sure it's just a regular
My God,
pill.
they should totally do that though. That would be weird.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Anywho, most likely, she will probably die of cancer. More than likely. This is going to extend her life, and she could live several years like this. So which is great. I mean, in many ways. I mean, my mom still has her mental faculties about her for the most part. She has all that stuff going on still. Like, we can carry a conversation. She remembers things that happened. She still knows, how to, So anyway, but it just got me thinking, like, she's 25 years older than me. So 25 years just doesn't seem like a lot to me. I mean, it is. But then, like, 24, like, my son is 24. So I'm like, 25 years is like, to me, it's like.
Okay, my mom's only 16 older.
What's that?
My mom's only 16 years older.
I know. Wish she had you younger.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. Just think it's funny.
Yeah.
Babies have babies.
Well, I will. My parents did actually try to have baby. They did actually have problems conceiving. Like my mom had
obviously
sadly,
mine didn't.
Yeah, yours didn't. My parents had trouble conceiving. My mom had 2 or 3 miscarriages before I was born, and just in general, just having trouble just conceiving. Period. So I was a very they didn't. They were really getting close to thinking about just adopting because they just were under the impression that it just wasn't going to happen. So I'm kind of a miracle baby in a way.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't. They were quite shocked that my mom made it, and then I made it.
You should get a T-shirt.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And then the funny part is, and then my parents started to try for a second baby. My mom jokingly goes, "Yep, your brother took one time." She got pregnant. Time.
Yeah, you just had to grease the skids or whatever cliche you want to use.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, that was a funny, the funny joke. It took my parents several years to be able to get me, but when it became time for my brother, one time.
You loosened the lid.
I loosened the
You did like a jar of pickles. I'll loosen it for you.
Loosen it for you. And actually, Jerry was the same thing. Jerry's parents were also in that also having trouble conceiving.
I don't remember if I asked. I might have been drunk at the time. I don't remember. And sometimes I do have a parent who listens to the show, so they can always text me and tell me. I don't know if they were trying to have my sister, who was second. I was the first.
Right. You were the first one.
I don't know if they were trying or if it just happened. Because obviously, it just happened.
Right.
I just oh shit, it happened.
Oh shit. Oh.
There is all.
Oh, the baby.
Yeah. Right. Look what you did.
Yeah. Look what you did. Yeah. Look what you did. Look what you did. Look what we did. Holy shit. So anyhow, so yeah, I've been thinking about life and death and things and stuff and a lot lately.
Did you go back and watch Monty Python's The Meaning of Life?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. So I did reference Monty Python very recently.
Okay. So
no,
bad date movie. Just thought I'd tell you.
Yeah.
I did it. It's a bad date movie.
No, yeah. Unless you're with somebody and you've been there with them together for a long time, then you can laugh about it. But I could watch it with Dan. It would be funny.
Well, yeah. If you're married, I'm
already married, and we already like Monty Python.
No.
So we already like Monty Python, so we're already fine.
All right, I'm gonna say it this crude way on purpose. No, if you're trying to get into someone's pants.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's not a good.
No,
yeah,
that's probably
okay. All right,
not likely. Not bloody likely. Anywho,
I'm sorry.
So death. Yeah, I've been thinking
about that
it.
death?
How about that death? So I've been thinking about it because
dead people?
because plus also when my mom passes, that means my nuclear family will all be passed away. My brother and dad have
Right.
already passed away, and so it's just me and my mom. So yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot, and like I don't know, I'm uncomfortable with it because it's one of those like, God, I feel like I have so many things to do, and should I try to do some more things, and should I change some things in my life so I can do some different things, some more things, or is the whole point of life just to keep doing things and hopefully some of those things make you happy? I don't know. I've just been very existential type person lately and been thinking a lot about
Welcome to my world. I just don't talk about it very much because who the hell wants to hear it?
I know, but we have a podcast so we can talk about it.
No, I just meant in the non-podcast world. No,
right.
Absolutely.
You can't just like be hanging out with like a couple friends having a beer and go, so how about death?
Watching the game.
Yeah, watching the game. Y'all think about death much?
There's a Doritos commercial on and you're like, hey, what happens when we die?
What do you think?
Like, bro, no more beer for you. Put down the natty light.
It's not even, and honestly, it's not even about what happens when we die. That's not what I'm thinking about.
Okay, that's fair.
Because
that's where I go.
Oh, I don't think about that because I'm not really. There's nothing I can do about it. Like I have my own feelings and opinions about it, but since there's nothing I can do about it,
that is,
I'm so my focus really is getting the best out of a life.
Yes.
Right now.
But
that I can.
I connect to that. I do the exact same thing, but I just connect to it like. Because I don't know what happens.
Right.
And I can't control it. So what if nothing happens? So now I'm like, okay, so if nothing happens, I want to make sure I fully use up the life I have.
Right, exactly.
Which then, okay, I'm sorry I made it about me for a second, but I'll just say this sentence.
Totally.
And then I kind of like feel bad because of all the things I didn't get to do, and now because I'm getting older, I can't go back and do.
Right, we can. There's some things we really can't go back and redo.
Right, not even redo, but like
or change
man,
or do it. Or
in my 20s, I could have done these 20s things, and I
right,
didn't.
like I never went to Burning Man. That's an example. And there's no way in fucking hell I would go to Burning Man now. There's no way.
I'm not gonna.
And I have friends who are older than me that go to Burning Man. I just can't do it. But I think I would have done it in my 20s.
I never had an ambition for that.
Yeah, I did at one point, but now there's no fucking way I would go. It's hot. Actually, the people are probably fine. It's just too fucking hot. It's the landscape. It's too fucking hot. I don't want to go there. It's too fucking hot.
Dude, it's called Burning Man.
I know. I don't want to go. It's too fucking hot.
It's really funny.
Like, I still have friends that go.
Oy,
and like, yay for you all, but...
It gets all in everything. Oy, what are you going to get a good bagel at Burning Man?
I know. And I admire it. I do admire it a lot, but the art part of it is very interesting to me because there's a lot of great artists that go there and show really great, spectacular, huge sculptures and awesome like visual cool things and just really cool shit. That's a good reason to go, and that for me is even that's enough of a reason.
Well, for you being the art person, that makes sense.
But I just don't want to spend time there.
I understand.
Like, I would want to go there for a day, walk around, look at all the art shit, and then leave. But that's not what the Burning Man experience is. So there's no way in hell I'm ever doing that now. It's just not going to happen.
Okay.
I don't want to. There's other shit I could still do travel-wise. There's a lot of travel I still feel like I could do.
I guess I could still be in an orgy.
Yeah. You could. Actually, that totally could. I mean, it depends on your situation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that could still happen.
Well, yeah, I'm not even talking about situation. I'm putting that aside. Just in general. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's still things but some things I definitely am never going to do.
But it'd be like an old person orgy. I don't know if I want an old person orgy.
Yeah.
But it's not fair because I'm an old person. So there'd be an orgy and that one old person, and that would be me.
And you're like,
and then everybody at the orgy would be talking about who brought the old person.
At the orgy. See, that's why it's kind of See, I feel like
I don't
want
to be that person.
Right. I feel like that's another example of it. Like it's like these are certain things.
I'm never going to be in an orgy now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that.
I have to accept this.
Yeah, you might have to. Though.
I don't want to.
But you may have to.
Now I'm sad. I started sad, and then I got happy. Now I'm sad again. It's like the bell curve of sad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, on the positive.
Yes, please. Thank you. Now that
so
I know
on
that
the
I'm
positive
never be
that. So I've been
orgy.
thinking about this a lot. And then a friend of mine.
Oh my God. No, I'm not saying this out loud.
Okay, so then a friend of mine on Facebook,
God, what is wrong?
somebody that I barely actually know personally. I've only actually hung out with this person on 2 occasions, and we've been friends for like 5 years or so, maybe on the Facebook.
Yeah.
They do live in the area and stuff, so we have hung out a couple times. Anywho, but we met really through Facebook. They liked a post I made that was on a mutual friends, and they liked, I had a really funny picture, and they were like, and they sent me a friend request, and then they sent me even a message like, look, your picture and this thing just was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Totally think we should become besties. And I was like, absolutely. And then from there, we actually did the 20 questions thing. We asked each other 20 questions, and they got pretty personal.
Okay.
And we always get, like, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to,
The
of
glory
course.
of the internet.
I know, but it was kind of cool. Like, then we became, so anyway, I don't want to bring up this person's name because I never asked them.
Do they live in Rochester?
They do.
Maybe they should come on the show.
I actually was thinking about that because they are very funny.
Well, then they should.
Like, clever, hilarious, funny.
Good.
And I might
someone's
mention
got to
it.
hold this show up.
Right.
Goddammit.
Well, I told them on their post because I thought this was like really dark and also hilarious at the same time, which is totally kind of my sense of humor also. And I was thinking about it like, I should really ask this person if they want to be on the show because they're really
should totally.
funny. I will. Yeah. Anyway, this is what they said.
If you ever ask yourself, should this person be on the show?
You say yes.
Yes.
This person
Because
should be on the
if
show.
someone's a total douchebag, you would never think about that. Right. That's what I'm saying. So even if you question, the answer is always yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, this is my friend. At my funeral, I won't need a coffin. I will be cremated from the neck down, and my head will be on a stick.
A stick.
If you want to say anything about me, you have to hold my head stick. I thought the word head stick was the funniest fucking thing I've ever thought. Head stick. You have to hold my head stick. Just picturing my friend's silly head on a stick.
Okay.
Knowing that they wanted to be on a stick, you have to hold my head stick. If this show is not hold my head stick,
no, it is.
hold
It's
my
always
head stick because it has to be because I said the show needs to be this.
And head stick is one word.
It was actually 2 words in this person's post.
No. In this, it's
gonna be one word.
No, it
Head
has
stick.
to be.
Yeah, hold my head
stick
stick.
has to be one.
Yeah.
One word. No. Trademark too, and trademarked as well.
If you want to say anything about me, you
I just
have
stood
to
up and
hold
down.
my head
Yeah,
stick.
the whole stick.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever, and then I answered back with the gif of same.
Okay,
Because not same, but
that's it. We are out of time. I think we totally need to end on head stick.
It's
Without
head
question.
stick.
Yeah, head
Hey,
stick.
friend, thanks for posting that. I will let you know that
Come
I'm
on the
just
show.
talking about you, and you should come on the show because you're really funny.
All of you, not just you or your head on a stick, please.
Your whole
'Cause you know-
your whole body should come on the show,
Yes.
and you could talk about head sticks or
Absolutely.
or wine or
Yeah, whatever you
gardening because you're good at all those things.
I like all those things. Well, except for the head stick thing. It creeps me out. But you know, because like when you cut someone's head off and you put it on a stick, it doesn't really look like you anymore. It looks like those weird masks on Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah.
kind of like thinking of like
your
like
head
this
doesn't look like that anymore.
the little tiny like the shrunken head type thing. I was picturing my friend's head more like a shrunken head,
Okay.
on a stick kind of thing.
No, it's more like the melted-y Scooby Doo
You
mask.
were
Whenever
thinking,
they
yeah.
pull the villain
That's
off.
what you're thinking of. That's
they-
what you're
yeah, when they
you're
pull the
picturing
villain-
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of mask. Okay,
Yeah, that's what a head looks like when you decapitate it because there's no muscly thing.
right.
working
It's
as
just gonna be that. Anyway, head stick.
All right. Well, on that, man. All right.
I love this.
Weird story.
love us.
So there were
I
three,
know, isn't that a great
three
story?
long stories. It wasn't just like it was like so we had the Labor Day parade, the most bizarre job interview thing I've ever had,
And head stick.
and head stick.
So enjoy, folks.
Do what you want with that. Peace.
Bye.
What will you do when the rich people have all the water? Probably lose another paycheck playing America's newest game of distraction, Draft Hole.
Draft hole.
Oh, you know who the third string emergency punter is for the Washington racists, so you don't need to know where the anthrax antidotes are, because you're an American and you play draft hole.
Draft hole.
What? You haven't started betting the house on this week's games? Get over to drafthole.biz and get going, son. Untold riches are waiting for you at drafthole.biz. Drafthole.biz. We wouldn't lie to you.